The Wild Life of Carolyn Jones, Morticia, Addams Family TV series. As the iconic Morticia Addams in the classic TV show The Addams Family, Carolyn Jones captivated audiences with her mysterious beauty and gothic elegance. But behind the scenes, her life was just as fascinating, filled with a wild mix of Hollywood glamour, scandalous romances, and tragic endings. Join us as we take a closer look at the untold story of Carolyn Jones, the iconic actress who brought Morticia to life and lived a life as captivating as the character she portrayed. When Carolyn Jones accepted the role of Morticia Addams on the classic TV sitcom The Addams Family, she likely did not anticipate that she was about to become an indelible part of television history, still beloved by audiences more than 50 years later. Nonetheless, her decision to take part was not purely based on creative aspirations. Rather, it was motivated by more practical considerations. Carolyn Jones was born and raised in Amarillo, a small town in West Texas. From a young age, she felt like a misfit and struggled to fit in with her peers. Her mother, Chloe, was agoraphobic, which made it difficult for her to leave the house and provide for her daughter. Carolyn's father, Julius Jones, had left the family when she was young, leaving them without any financial support. Growing up, Carolyn had to rely on her mother and grandmother for support. They moved frequently and lived with relatives, including Chloe's mother and stepfather, who were the family's primary breadwinners. Carolyn was unable to attend a traditional school and was instead educated by tutors. Despite these challenges, Carolyn was determined to pursue a career in acting. She began performing at local theaters and eventually landed a spot at the Pasadena Playhouse, where she caught the eye of a talent scout from Paramount Pictures. Between 1952 and 1959, Carolyn appeared in 26 films for the studio. Although she starred with small roles, she quickly worked her way up to starring roles alongside actors like Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. However, her path to success was not easy. She had to undergo a painful and expensive nose job, which her grandfather paid for to improve her chances of landing bigger roles. Carolyn's physical appearance was not the only thing that she changed to advance her career. She decided to dye her hair blonde, which led to more significant job offers. In fact, she was quickly signed to a term contract with Paramount after making the switch. Despite the success she found in Hollywood, Carolyn continued to face personal struggles and challenges throughout her life. In 1956, Carolyn Jones spoke with the Amarillo Globe-Times about her experience as a blonde actress in Hollywood. She expressed frustration that people often saw her as a sex symbol rather than a serious actress, and she felt pressured to compete with the likes of Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield. Carolyn was determined to be known for her acting skills, not just her looks. However, she found that changing her appearance often led to career opportunities. Her nose job and blonde hair helped her stand out in Hollywood, and she landed roles alongside stars like Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra. But as she got older, Carolyn felt that the roles for women in Hollywood were becoming more limited. She turned to television, where she found a breakthrough role on The Addams Family. The show was based on the macabre cartoons of Charles Addams and gave a dark twist to the typical American sitcom. Carolyn played Morticia Addams, the elegant and mysterious matriarch of the family. Alongside a talented cast including John Astin, Lisa Loring, and Jackie Coogan, Carolyn brought the character to life and created an iconic television character that still resonates with audiences today. Carolyn Jones was a staunch defender of her iconic role as Morticia Addams in The Addams Family. In 1965, she boldly challenged critics to name another domestic comedy where the kids showed such respect and obedience to their parents. She pointed out that Pugsley and Wednesday never talked back to Gomez and Morticia, and instead the family channeled their violent tendencies into more creative outlets such as crashing trains and feeding carnivorous plants. When asked about creating the character of Morticia, Carolyn explained that much of the character's personality emerged from the costume design. Her narrow skirt forced her to mince along like Ming Toy Goldberg, which inspired her to develop a minimalistic movement that contributed to Morticia's signature calmness and elegance. Carolyn's career trajectory is similar to many actors who found fame in the movies during the 1950s but turned to television as the film roles began to dry up in the 1960s. It was on The Addams Family that she cemented her place as an icon, despite her earlier success playing edgy bad girls in movies. For Carolyn, the role of Morticia was a welcome change of pace. She was finally able to shed the sexpot image that came with her earlier roles and embrace a character who embodied poise, grace, and a dark sense of humor. She cherished the on-screen chemistry she shared with her co-star John Astin, who played Gomez, and relished the chance to play a role that broke the mold of traditional domestic sitcoms. Despite the show's short run from 1964 to 1966, The Addams Family remains a beloved classic, thanks in no small part to Carolyn Jones' unforgettable portrayal of the beloved Morticia. In 1971, Carolyn Jones embarked on a new creative venture by writing a novel titled Twice Upon a Time. At that time, it was quite daring for a woman to step out of the expected role of an actress and into that of a writer. As she expressed to the Austin American, Carolyn was not content to sit idle, waiting for opportunities to come her way. She was determined to take control of her career and explore her artistic abilities in new ways. In 1977, a reunion movie titled Halloween with the Addams Family aired on NBC, bringing together much of the original cast. Despite Carolyn's hopes that the movie would reignite interest in the beloved show, it failed to capture the magic of the 60s series, and no new version of the show was produced. This was a difficult time for Carolyn, as her career was faltering, and she was struggling to find decent roles. She was reminded of the challenges she faced in Hollywood, where she had to take whatever opportunities came her way to make a living. Despite the setbacks, Carolyn remained dedicated to her craft and found work in dinner theater productions towards the end of the 1970s. She was determined to continue acting and to keep honing her skills. Her final role was as the ruthless Myrna Clegg on the daytime soap opera Capital, a testament to her versatility as an actress and her commitment to her craft. Carolyn Jones was a talented actress with an impressive body of work. Unfortunately, her career was marked by missed opportunities and personal struggles. When she auditioned for the role of Mrs. Roper on Three's Company, she was turned down, but fate had something else in store for her. When Capital came along, she was already battling cancer, but she loved the role and embraced it with all her heart. Capital was a groundbreaking soap opera featuring several well-known stars. Carolyn's performance on the show was compelling, even though she was undergoing chemotherapy at the time. It's amazing that she was able to keep her illness a secret and continue acting with such grace and professionalism. Carolyn's bravery in the face of adversity is truly inspiring. In her personal life, Carolyn was married 4 times. She met her first husband, Don Donaldson, while performing at the Pasadena Playhouse. Her marriage to Aaron Spelling, a writer-producer, lasted from 1953 to 1964. She then married Broadway musician Herbert Green from 1968 to 1977. Her final marriage was to Peter Bailey Britton in 1982. Despite her personal struggles, Carolyn remained a dedicated actress until the very end. She knew that she was dying, but she wanted to act as long as she could. Her legacy as an icon is a testament to her talent and perseverance. Carolyn's fans continue to admire and remember her long after her death. On March of 1981, Carolyn was diagnosed with colon cancer, which she kept hidden from others. She only told people that she was suffering from ulcers. She worked on Capital through much of her illness, showing incredible strength and resilience. Sadly, Carolyn slipped into a coma in July of 1983 and passed away on August 3rd at the young age of 53. Carolyn's story is a reminder of the power of perseverance and the importance of following your dreams. She overcame numerous obstacles and continued to pursue her passion for acting despite her illness. Rest in peace, Carolyn Jones. You will always be remembered as a legend of the green screen. Goodbye, Morticia Addams.